Hello, my name is Kyle Macy. I am owner of Saratoga Orthopedic and Sports Physical Therapy. I am a physical therapist, board certified specialist in orthopedic physical therapy, as well as a certified strength and conditioning specialist. What I'm going to be doing in this video today is going over our baseball screening protocol. I'm going to go over the individual parts of the screen as well as the individual metrics that be recorded in these boxes here. The reason that we're conducting this screen is to identify performance deficits, physical asymmetries in regards to strength, movement patterns that may lead to future injury. Also, we conduct a injury history review, and if players have been previously injured, then we're able to look into that in a little bit more detail. The screen itself is 4 stations, the first being a spine and lower extremity, the second being upper extremity, the third being upper extremity strength testing, and then the fourth is a counter movement jump on dual force plates. This is the player profile that you see in front here. The top part is demographic information, and then it goes into some of the data collection. So the first bit here is the range of motion of the shoulder. So we have the left and we have the right, and we look at external rotation, which is bringing the shoulder back into a kind of a layback position, and then internal rotation, which is going to bring the shoulder forward in this way. The last one here is flexion. That is raising the arm straight up. And then the total arc of motion is just the addition of the external rotation value plus the internal rotation value, and that goes here. Now, when it comes to the normative values here, there should be at most a 5-degree or less asymmetry between the two sides in terms of the total arc of motion, and then in terms of flexion. There may be some differences, some larger differences in the external and internal rotation, but this can be a normal adaptation to throwing. So the main value you want to sort of look at here is the total arc of motion symmetry. Now moving down to the strength measurements. As you can see here, we did 3 different strength tests. We did external rotation of the shoulder, internal rotation of the shoulder, and scaption of the shoulder. All 3 are parts of the rotator cuff or movements that the rotator cuff performs. And then you'll see we have the dominant limb versus the non-dominant limb. And for these 3, we'll have a symmetry between the two sides. The normative values for this is going to be greater than 90% symmetry. And then what we also did is we normalized these values to the player's body weight. So you can see the strength to body weight ratios for external rotation, internal rotation, and scaption for the dominant and the non-dominant limb. And then instead of a symmetry between the two sides, we're looking at a specific percentage compared to the player's body weight. For external rotation and scaption, you're looking between a 16 to 20%. And for internal rotation, that's going to be 27 to 30%. The last test that we did was counter movement jump, which is a maximum jump on dual force plates. 2 of the metrics that we use is jump height and this modified RSI. Jump height is purely just the height of the player gets from the jump, and the modified RSI is a number that indicates the lower body explosiveness of the individual. When looking at the normative values of these 2 metrics, you can look at the box down here, going from the 99th to the 1st, the 99th percentile being the highest performers and the 1st being the lowest performer. So you can see how you match up against that. These normative values were taken from collegiate baseball players. And then over here on the bottom right, these are some of the recommendations and things that we saw with the screening, kind of a little bit of a summary here. Now, if you have any other further questions about the screen, you can always reach out to me. Here's my email, Kyle@SaratogaOST.com, and we can go over it for your player for more in detail.